Hey, air signs, thank you for tuning in to the channel. This is going to be a general timeless reading for the collective. So for my Geminis, Libras, and Aquarius, this will be for you. Whenever you stumble across this reading is when you're meant to see it. Any information about Sage Company is in the description box, but as we know, because this is a reading for the collective, all messages will not resonate with everybody. But with that being said, air signs, we're going to go ahead and jump into your reading. Okay. Yeah, the other cards that are down first. All right, air signs. So I feel like that the energy that is presented here today is more in regards for the love of the reason why you do things, or for the love of the things that you do. Finding this newfound love for the things that you do, for the things, for like being more grateful for the things that are in your life, and realizing that things may not be as bad as they had appeared to be, or because you was within the struggle and it just felt like tremendously things were so hard, or you constantly failing, but when we show gratitude even for those lessons, because that's what they are, even for those lessons, and look at them in different perspectives, not always as a struggle or not always as something that's meant to be hard, but what are you supposed to learn from this? When we show that type of love to ourselves and that type of gratitude and love to the Most High and to the universe, I mean, that energy that's associated with all that brings you to whatever it is that you're wishing for and you're wanting and you want to go after. Having multiple things to have to choose from, creating those opportunities or opening up the pathway, because if you're more receptive and you're more welcoming and you're more grateful, that energy pulls more opportunity to you. So being able to get to a place to where you're realizing what the lessons are supposed to be, you're allowing yourself to be open to love and gratitude and and all of that, so more of that can flow into you. So this is like putting in the work, actually seeing the fruits of your labor starting to come to fore, and seeing how things are drastically for some, but how things are now changing for you. For some of you, because or you're more open and more receptive, you're no longer feeling those blocks you once felt before. Okay, there's still a few of you guys who are mentally conflicted, like you constantly battling your decisions and whether you made the right ones, or is the ones that you did make going to put you in a worse off position, just having those type of mental conflicts constantly. And so therefore, when you're in your mental like that and you're staying in your mental like that and you're creating a lot of these illusion and these delusions, that's when these fears start to happen. That's when these boundaries and restrictions you start putting on yourself, not because other people are putting them on there to you or against you, but because you stay in your head so long battling your day-to-day actions and your day-to-day decisions, you are restricting yourself for not being able to be open to all of these opportunities and these blessings and the love that wants to pour into you. Being being somewhat so sometimes defensive, or always on the defensive, again, in your head. So I feel like here's the thing here. This energy is up here is open to the possibilities, and this energy down here is like second guessing everything that just made you open to the possibilities. So just finding a way to move away from setting yourself up for failure, because that's exactly what you're doing. But I feel like what this message is getting across as well is that for some of you guys, so much is coming in, or so much is moving so quickly that it's it could be overbearing. And then that's where some of the fears are starting to manifest or present themselves, because it's like, okay, now everything is starting to happen, things are starting to move, but I'm not ready to act as quickly as things are coming in for me. Oh, can I really do this? Will I fail at this? Will I never get enough? Whatever it is that you're feeding yourself that is limiting you for the arm pouring of blessings and open, being open for these opportunities. And this kind of blocks that. So if you have been feeling a little blockage, or you have been feeling like you've been at a standstill, can be because how you're not able, or in your mind, how you're not able to process the way things are moving for you. So that leaves you confused. It leaves you not being able to focus. It leaves you not being able to make clear decisions. And so you got to get back to a point where, because you're fighting hard for this, and you ready to see your hard work pay off. But it's just like, I feel the energy here is like, don't get me to multitasking. Too much multitasking is going to throw me off my game, right? It's like you want to be able to just tackle things like one at a time, and actually focus on things one at a time. But sometimes life don't work like that. Sometimes life is like, okay, here, here's that chance, and here's that opportunity. And sometimes it's one of those one in a lifetime opportunities that if you don't move on it now, you may lose it type situations. And then other things, it's just like, yeah, I know you got this going on, but this here needs attention as well. So for some of you, it's some of the fear and the doubts and the restrictions that you put on yourself comes when it comes to having to multitask things in your life. Let's go ahead and pull some clarifying cards for you guys. Yep. You're waiting for everything that you ever wanted to come in. And again, a lot of you guys are working toward to make sure that, all those things do come into fruition. But there's still some doubt and some confusion, and not being able to focus, not being able to choose. What's that all about? Okay, some of y'all still got some healing to do. All right, for some past stuff that done happened. But I feel like for those of you who still working on some of the things that you need to heal from, it's because you're at the ending of that, right? You're at the ending of that. And you know that there's something better for you. And that's why you're fighting so hard to get to that other side of that, so that you can thoroughly enjoy watching what you worked hard. So, what you worked so hard for, produce itself, manifest itself in your life, and see it and feel it and live in it and be happy because of it, right? Hard is hard work, but I really feel like the hard work is paying off if you don't limit yourself via your thoughts, because it feels like for a majority of you going after what it is you want. It is time. You're tired of seeing other people get it, and probably people who's probably less deserving, or maybe people who don't really want it, didn't work as hard as you have, right? And it's like, well, how this person get in front of me for this opportunity or this offer or this chance, when that was where my focus was. That's what I wanted so hard, to come in. For a lot of you guys, it's going to be a 360 in the love department, and you're going to finally feel that love from somebody else. Now, this can be somebody totally new that is showing you love differently than what you've been accustomed to seeing how love is supposed to be. Like, you know, in your mind how love is supposed to be, and how it's supposed to feel, and how it's supposed to look, and how, you know, and how you want that to be, but nobody's been able to produce that for you, right? But I feel like that finally this level of love and how you expect love is coming in for some of you guys, okay? You know, I do still feel like there's a lot of energy of tackling things so much on your own, okay? And spending so much time alone. And that's unfortunately where you start tricking yourself or sabotaging yourself, air signs, okay? So be careful not to do that, because I feel like things are finally getting to another level. Things are finally upgrading and feeling next level, and you know, and for some of you this is like a feeling that you have never felt before. It's so different, but it feels so good, okay? Just don't sabotage it for yourself, okay? But I do feel like that still that things have picked up. The pace has picked up for a lot of you guys, and so you're going to have to be able to figure this multitasking thing out, because if you don't, you're going to stay in the state of confusion, not being able to choose. More and more things are going to pile up and be on your plate, and you're not going to know how to process that, okay? So don't get stuck in that trickery of not being able to focus on things but not being able to multitask, because it's going to require that of you, okay? And don't get scared when a whole lot of things start going your way, and then you want to sit up there and say, things are going too well. Why? Or what's the trick? Or what's the... Don't do that to yourself, and don't do that to your blessings. Please do not. It's happening because it's supposed to happen, okay? And just accept that things are finally unfolding in the manner in which you expect them to. One, you deserve them to, because you're working so hard for it. You've been patient, you've been planning, all right? And if things are too difficult to choose, or if there's stuff that you cannot focus on, table that and table that and knock out the things that you can. I really feel like that this is a moment of growth, and then the only thing that is stopping you or is causing any kind of disruption or putting monkey wrenches in your plans is because of you. It's because of you. I do have a synchronicity here for you guys, and that's 777. So if you want to look up the spiritual meaning of 777, that message is definitely here for you. But definitely some things closing out, so you can get to the nitty gritty and the new things and focus on the new abundance, the prosperity, the blessings that is coming towards you if you're not already seeing it all. That's why for some of you it's going to be a little bit overwhelming because of the pace at which it's doing, but it's blessings. Blessings upon blessings. And then you're going to start thinking once again, is this a trick? Or, okay, so these great things are happening, so when is the negative thing going to pop up? Don't do that. Don't do that. Bask in all this positivity, because what I feel like is a lot of you are figuring out the more you are loving on yourself and opening yourself up to all these amazing blessings and possibilities, the more that is going to pour into you, the more that is going to open up for you. So for those of you who get that and you're taking advantage of that, that's where you're going to see all this progress, and that's where you're going to see the fruits of your labor starting to pay off, and you starting to reap the benefits of this hard work that you done put in. And then for those of you who have to go through that healing process first, or you finally figuring it out and then loving on yourself more and opening up more, then that's when it's all going to begin. All right, but it's going to start with you. It's going to start with you. And then this time for you guys, it's about growth. It's about growing. All right, it's about growing from your experiences. It's about really believing in all the things that you're asking for and that you want and you feel like that you deserve, and you know, It is time for you to receive this, okay? You do have stuff that you hope and wish for, right? You do want things, for some of you guys, on a grander scale, right? You're tired of having the mediocrity and living in that and being stuck in that. It's time for something different. Things are changing for you, right? Things are progressing. Things are not all bad anymore. Things are showing up and showing out. And it's time for you to be open and willing to accept those things, okay? So don't sabotage yourself, because things are changing. Now, everything, spiritually, financially, mental, all is changing for you. It's changing for you. Don't ruin it for yourself. Yes, your environment is changing. Here's another beginning. Here is a moment of finally being at peace after the moment of solitude, the moment of getting yourself together mentally, physically, and all of those other T's, right? So you can create the environment that you want, so you can have the things that you've always wished for, what you've been hoping and planning for, what you've been, it's more of the dreams that you have, and making sure that when these opportunities do arise for you, okay, air signs, that you go after your dreams, that you don't just let them get away from you because you're afraid of the progress or at the speed of the progress, right? It's happening to you because it's supposed to happen to you, because it's the time for it to happen to you. You done did what you're supposed to do. You done strategically put things together. You done figure some things out about yourself, and now it's time for those things to change for you. See that light coming out of there with those doves representing the peace? It's because you have finally created that in yourself. So do not trick yourself into thinking that you're not supposed to have all that's coming to you. Do not be afraid of all the good that's coming your way, because you deserve it. Because somewhere you have opened up, somewhere you have shown more love to yourself. And this is the universe's way of saying, oh, a path. Some light has been, there's a way lit for me to send these blessings to. There's something that's open now that you are receptive to receiving now, okay? Don't sabotage yourself, okay, air signs? All right, so this is about accepting the blessings and the onpouring of what is due to you, because you're now more open. Okay, a lot of y'all are healing. Yeah, at the end of that healing process, you know exactly what it is you want. Okay, some of y'all can't focus right now because there's some things that is requiring some multitasking, and because of how fast things are moving, it may be hard to grip some things. There's some things you might have to table and put it aside so you can take care of the things that you can take advantage of right now or process right now. All right, but just don't trick yourself into thinking this is too much, because this is exactly what you've been hoping, asking, praying, and working so hard for. And finally, there's an opening for these blessings to go ahead and start pouring in for you, because now you're actually ready for them. Okay, so now let me go ahead and pour your oracle messages, close out the reading. Again, thank you, air signs, for continuously supporting the channel. I hope these messages are resonating with you, because this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing here being presented to you at this moment, okay? Or that will be presented to you at this moment. Yes, 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 okay. Oh, yeah, baby. Everything that we done already talked about, okay? So here we go. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and just pick this up and then just read the story to you. There has been a new level of something that you have figured out that has required an opening for the universe to go ahead and start sending you these blessings, these wishes, these hopes, and these dreams that you have been working so hard for. When you finally have said, I deserve these things, I want these things, and now I deserve them. I'm going to work for them. I'm going to show you. I'm going to love on myself more. I'm going to pour more into me. And because of that way of thinking, and that willingness to be open now for the universe to do these things for you, the universe said, I heard you, and here we come. Okay, so because you have done that, You have been patient. Now is the time for these things to start happening for you. Now is the time to reap those rewards for the things that you have worked so hard for. And so guess what's happening, right? What you have been asking for is finally here to be fulfilled. Okay? Oops, wrong one. Finally here to be fulfilled. And so now you're going to go see the fruits of your labor, which I've already been saying in this reading, is starting to pay off. It's here for you now, okay? Or it's coming to you. Don't be afraid at the capacity or how intense things may get as these things are opening up and coming to you, okay? It's not going to be anything but opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to claim your stake at things, right? Once you focus, you determine the things that you can go ahead and manifest and accept in your life at this moment. You know what I'm saying? Tabling the things that you can't quite tackle right now, but saying that you are still deserving and knowing that that's still there in the reserve, but taking advantage of all of these opportunities that are coming to you. It is your turn. It is your time, okay? Embrace the fact that it is your turn. It is your time, all right? This is for you. You are more than deserving of the blessings that the universe has for you, okay? Your spiritual team has been working in overtime for you to see different results, for you to see this change in this 360 that's going on in your life. Do not let your spiritual team down, because they have been doing the work in the background. Now you need to be open and receiving to the result of what's coming in for you, or what has come in for you, all right? And do not worry about what's going on around you, okay? Again, your spiritual team is behind all this, right? Bringing the things that you want the most to you and for you, and what you feel like you deserve. That energy of being open to these blessings, right? Right. So don't think that just because these things that are going to be brought to you on this plane that somebody can do something to disrupt or take that from you. No, ma'am, no, sir. Okay? What's for you is for you, and now is your time. So your blessings are protected, and they're there for you. They're yours. You are protected. You will live to see these things come into fruition, because it's finally the time. It's finally the time for you. So that's what I have for my air signs. Again, if the messages did not resonate with you, don't worry about it. We're going to do this again next week. Thank you again for your support. If you haven't done so already, like, share, subscribe, comment if you feel comfortable doing so. We're going to do this again. Air signs, beautiful things are opening up for you as long as you're opening up for them.